long opportunities. Personally, I believe that the price of gold is still bullish and it could still jump higher. Harry, I will consider no follow Orlando signal on VIP. That's your call, man. Sudhir, US dollar, Japanese yen. Thanks. Yeah, I will talk. I will take a look on all markets. Thank you, guys. So this is my opinion here in gold. I'll wait for something really good here for the retreat to end before jumping. Before maybe considering to go long again in gold, right? Silver. Let's take a look on silver as well. On silver, we have something interesting here because the price jumped above 24.871. Yeah, this former high. And as you already know from my previous sessions, from my analysis, I've talked about something like this, maybe here in silver, about something like a reversal pattern, about an inverse head and shoulders. And if the price of silver maybe stabilizes above this potential neckline, above this former high, 24.871, then it could resume its growth. Still in the short term, yeah, maybe a temporary retreat decline was somehow expected after its important and strong rally here. And I told you after escaping from this down channel here, the price of silver could increase, could grow. So personally, I believe that in the short term, the bias is bullish as long as it stays above this immediate uptrend line, maybe above 24.600, 24.500. Above this line. This could be only a temporary decline before resuming its growth. Okay, so this is my opinion here in silver, and I will look for longs after the price of silver will end its current retreat, right? Euro versus the US dollar. Let's take a look. Yeah. An important sell-off drop here, and let's also use this key level 1.1422 as potential downside target. I will delete this major pitchfork, and let's talk about something like this, maybe here in euro versus the US dollar. And I will clone this one and I will put it here. So guys, right now the euro versus the US dollar stands above a support zone here, maybe also confluence area here. That's why I've told you that also the dollar index has reached resistance. And personally, I want to see how the price will react here around 1.1422, around this the down channel's downside line, because we cannot exclude a temporary maybe a rebound from here, maybe the price to come back towards 1.1495 before dropping deeper, before resuming its sell-off. And also after this strong sell-off here, temporary rebound is in cards in the short term. I will also try to maybe to draw something here like an ascending pitchfork, something like this. And you can see that right now the price of euro versus the US dollar has decreased a little, maybe to retest this lower medium line, staying maybe above it, retest, something like a range here. Maybe an upside breakout from a potential range could bring us something like a rebound if the dollar index will drop deeper, as I've said. Yeah. What about oil? We lost the trade yesterday. I don't know, man. That was not my trade. I've told you that Orlando will come back with his update into the groups about his losing trades. But guys, when a trade hits stop loss, yeah, it has reached stop loss, and that's it. Here we are risking only 1% of that learn to trade VIP real account. So yeah, we know right from the beginning that we can lose 1% of that account, so it's fine. How about the current trigger long on silver in the VIP group? Still valid? I don't know. Maybe into the swing group, swing trading group, because into the learn to trade forex VIP group we don't have something like a silver long right now, or a silver trade. Mustafa, right? So yeah, the pressure is still high. You should know that, and I've told you that the dollar index could jump higher anytime, but also I've told you that the dollar index could retreat a little, and the temporary retreat could maybe push the euro versus US dollar higher. But personally, I would have liked maybe the price to hit this zone here, and here to print maybe something like a pin bar, a false breakdown, great separation, a major bullish engulfing, or any other bullish pattern would have signaled and confirmed something like a rebound in the short term. Let's take a look also on the British pound US dollar in the same situation. Because the British pound versus the US dollar reached the medium line of this major descending pitchfork, and also after its strong sell-off, downside movement, and also after reaching this line, the price could rebound. Also because the dollar index could slip lower, and here as well, rebound right now, but 1, 2, and maybe 3 here, because personally, I want to see something like this here in the British pound versus the US dollar. Maybe the price to come back to test, retest, maybe to move sideways here as well before maybe trying to rebound, trying to come back higher in the short term. Because buying here, it's risky because the price could still come back down to test, retest, all this. But I've told you, technically, the British pound versus the US dollar, it has reached this support, the medium line, only false breakdown, test, retest. And that's why maybe the price could turn to the upside in the short term. And I've told you that personally I want to see maybe something like this here before trying to come back higher. Yeah. So I'll keep an eye on all these markets, because when I have something, I will share my trade with you guys, my trade management. If you want to follow it, it's fine. If you don't want, if you don't trust, maybe. Or if you don't understand my analysis, my trade, the rationale or something, if you don't want to open a trade, please don't. If you cannot afford to lose maybe 1% of your account, please don't open a trade. And yeah, also if you don't want to follow my trade management, it's fine as well. So personally, I'm looking maybe for something like this, for a rebound here in the British pound versus the US dollar as well, if the dollar index will drop. Is there any signal gold today? It remains to see. I've told you that I want to go long in gold after the price maybe will hit 1841.57 or also 1834.19, this support zone here. And if I'll have something like a bullish pattern, something like a bullish signal again here, yeah, I will share my trade with you guys. With Mohammed Ali, yeah. US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's take a look. Here I don't have something really good on this market. That's why I've also deleted my my analysis, because personally I'm deleting my analysis to build the new ones. And we have something like a downtrend here, a downtrend line, sorry, only false breakouts, but personally I don't have something really good on this pair, like a setup or something. The bias is still bullish, guys, after its failure maybe to stabilize below the S1, after its failure to resume its downside movement, after its failure maybe to stay right below 113 psychological level or something. But we'll take a look also, actually let's take a look also on the DXY again. So I've told you that we may have something like a retreat, and let's take a look on the Japanese yen futures. trying maybe to understand better how the Japanese yen will react. So right now we have something like a rebound, and this rebound maybe helps the price of actually the Japanese yen maybe to increase a little, but further drop here in the Japanese yen futures could force the yen to depreciate. Yen basket as well. Also, yeah, this rebound here, temporary growth here forced maybe the yen to appreciate a little, but don't forget that here on this yen index basket we have 91.39 as a resistance. You can see something like an uptrend, and if it will maybe fail to take this out to resume its upside movement, only test, retest, a potential drop here could force the yen to depreciate, right? So I don't have something really good in US dollar Japanese yen. Gold today, I've talked about gold, and I've told you that Ali, I will take a look on Australian dollar, US dollar, because I will take a look on all markets. So you have to have a little patience, because I will take a look. So I don't have something here. Maybe something like this could bring us something, but I don't have something really good, because also we had something like a resistance 114.27. Personally, I believe that something like this, a new higher high, a very breakout above the downtrend line, could signal an upside continuation here in US dollar versus the Japanese yen. US dollar, Canadian dollar, yeah, an important upside movement here. Right now I don't have something maybe really good, but I want to draw something like this here. 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and the 3, an ascending pitchfork. And you can see here that the price has retested the lower medium line, confirming this this pitchfork, and we had this high here, yeah, 1.2431 breakout. Here it has failed. It's failure to stabilize below it. This candle followed by a strong bullish candle here confirmed maybe something like an upside movement here. In the short term, also new higher high. So right now the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar is bullish, is strongly bullish, but I don't have something really good right now, only because it has reached these former lows here, and maybe I'll wait for something like a temporary retreat before considering maybe going long. And the medium line of the ascending pitchfork could be used as a potential target. So the price has retested the lower medium line. It has confirmed this pitchfork. It has registered a new higher high. So yeah, the bias is still bullish here, but I don't want to go long here, because the price could drop. Because I don't want to go long here, only because I don't. Maybe I should hide my stop loss here right below this former low, and yeah, I don't want to do it like this, because maybe I'll wait for something like this, for a temporary drop before the price will jump higher, maybe for a temporary pattern here, a continuation pattern, and then I will hide my stop loss right below new low, right? This is my analysis here in US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Sorry, yeah, I will today I will take a look on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. I will take a look on the Japanese yen. After I will take a look on majors. US dollar, Swiss franc. Let's take a look. Further growth here after escaping from this channel, from this descending pitchfork's body. I told you guys that escaping from this pitchfork. But still as well, I want to see a retreat, a temporary drop maybe before considering going long, because unfortunately the price failed to retest the broken upper medium line. Actually, after all these retests here, after staying near the upper medium line, signaled an imminent upside breakout, an aggressive breakout, and also as you already know, the US has reported higher inflation, which could force and the Federal Reserve to take action to hike rates in its upcoming monetary policy meetings. So that's why we had this rally, strong rally. Also here, personally, I would have liked to see something like a consolidation accumulation for the price to retest 0.9176 former high before jumping higher. But if the dollar index will slip lower, if the dollar index will drop, maybe this pair will decline a little as well before jumping higher. So maybe I'll wait for something like this before considering going long, because here as well I don't have maybe a place where to hide my my stop loss. If I'll take action here, if I'll buy it here. Also, let's take a look. Personally, I believe that here on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, if the price will fail to stay above the weekly R2 and maybe making a lower low, dropping below this immediate low, could signal a potential sell-off drop in the short term on this market. But right now it's still bullish, so yeah, it has printed registered only a false breakdown, and here maybe right now is at resistance on the 15-minute chart 0.9229, and natural gas, I will take a look on that market as well, staying above this uptrend line. And personally, I believe that we'll have something like an upside continuation if the price will make a new higher high, and if it will make a very breakout above this upside line of this maybe potential pattern. And I told you that only something like this, a new lower low could signal a potential drop here and could bring us maybe short opportunities here in US dollar versus the Swiss franc in the short term, if you are interested in something like this on the short term. Sorry guys. So right now also the price is at the first warning line of this descending pitchfork. The first warning line is seen and represents a potential dynamic resistance, so you have to be careful here, because test retest only false breakouts above this warning line, the first warning line, could signal potential drops in the short term. But I've told you that only a new lower low here could signal downside movement, and a new higher high, a valid breakout above this warning line, could signal potential further growth. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Yeah, an important sell-off here. But personally, I don't have something really good on this market, on this pair right now. I will also I will also draw something like this here. Its failure here to stabilize below the medium line. So also something like this. So maybe I will look for something here. If the dollar index will retreat, this looks maybe like the euro versus the US dollar, or like the British pound versus the US dollar. Sorry. So in the short term, maybe I'll consider going along in the short term to catch maybe something like a rebound here. If the price will maybe retest my lower medium line here of the ascending pitchfork, and also if it will maybe retest the weekly S2, and after maybe making something like I don't know, maybe we'll have something like a triangle here or something. So maybe the price of action here on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar will develop something like a pattern, and this pattern could be a continuation pattern. If the price maybe will move sideways, downside breakout, new lower low, then it could drop deeper. Or if the price will I've told you, test, retest, move sideways, upside breakout, a new higher high here could signal potential rebound here in the short term on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And don't forget, guys, that when I have something, I will share my trade and my trade management with the VIP members into the VIP Telegram group. And yeah, maybe today's session is only maybe more technical, because personally I want to prepare maybe the next week. That's why I'm looking on all markets, trying to identify maybe new opportunities. Also here, the Australian dollar, US dollar has reached 0.7289 support, historical level, but the pressure is still high here. So after dropping maybe below all these former highs, yeah, the pressure is still high, so we cannot exclude maybe temporary rebound, but the pressure is still high, and the price could still drop deeper. That's why I don't want to maybe to go long or something after its drop. No, I don't have something really good right now here. Even if the price will come back towards the 61.8 to test retest it, or maybe to come back to test retest the medium run of the descending pitchfork, we'll have to wait here on this market. So let's take a look. The British pound versus the Japanese yen. Earlier today I've sent my trade, I've shared my trade with the VIP members. So one moment, because I want to invite more members. Okay. We'll talk about Bitcoin in a few minutes. Okay, so earlier today I've sent my my setup, my trade into the VIP channel on the British pound versus the Japanese yen. And for those who are not VIP members, and if you want to, you can still catch this trade, you can still follow this trade and the trade management. If you'll access the link posted right below this video, you can use also that code, that coupon 21 off, to get a 21% discount. And yeah, this trade, this I've sent a pending order. This one is still valid. And yeah, I will come back for the VIPs later with my trade management. Maybe if I'll take action on that trade, if the price will reach my my entry. And maybe I will not talk right now here about the British pound versus the Japanese yen here, only because that was only a VIP trade, yeah, that I've sent for only for the VIPs. But I can say here that the price is into a support zone here, 61.8, something like a down channel here. And also it has escaped from this descending pitchfork's body, but we still need confirmation before we can maybe consider going long. The pressure is still high after maybe dropping below 152.85. Yeah, but you can still catch that trade if you're not a VIP member. Let's take a look on Euro versus the Japanese yen. Yesterday I've had a pending order here in Euro versus the Japanese yen. I've deleted that pending order only because the price has resumed its drop. It has reached 130.47, this former high, and right now it could maybe develop something like falling wedge pattern, something like a reversal pattern here, but this pattern, this formation is far from being confirmed, so that's why you have to be careful, guys. only if the price will escape from this pattern, if it will maybe validate this pattern, something like this. We may have something like a new long opportunity, a new buying opportunity here in euro versus the Japanese yen, because dropping, closing, stabilizing above the S1 below 130.47 could signal maybe a deeper drop here as well. Riam, Sergent, hello, how are you? So Bitcoin. We'll take a look also on US equities. Don't worry. So something like this here, a new higher high. The price of Bitcoin has increased as much as 69,000, but unfortunately it has printed only false breakouts above 68,564. Also here only false breakout above the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. So the pressure is high right now, and it could drop. It could approach and reach at least 62,856.71, and I believe that failing to approach the medium line of the descending pitchfork and maybe here moving sideways or something, followed by a value breakout, could bring us new long opportunities. Yeah, because the bias is still bullish despite this temporary drop. This could be only a minor retreat correction after this amazing rally, after reaching a new higher high, and this drop here could bring us new long opportunities. Don't forget that. Yeah, maybe we will have an opportunity to buy this this retreat. So personally, I'm still looking for longs in Bitcoin after this. Maybe when the price will end its correction, its retreat, when I'll have a strong bullish pattern, maybe I'll consider going long again, because the bias is still bullish. You can see that it's still traded above 61,781. Static support, former resistance. So as long as it stays above this this level, it could still resume its growth. Yeah, but in the short term, after retesting the weekly R1, after maybe here we had something like a range, maybe after dropping below this level, after retesting here, it could still drop, could approach and reach this support zone. And I told you that maybe here something after retesting, moving sideways here, a valid breakout could signal a new leg higher. New potential swing higher towards fresh new all-time highs here in Bitcoin. US 100. Let's talk about the Nasdaq. Yeah, it has escaped from this pattern or something. But right now, this false breakdown with great separation below the S1. Signal that we may have something like a rebound maybe on the US 100, and the US 100, the US equities, the US 100, the US 30, the US 500 could come back higher if the dollar index will retreat. Yeah, but maybe if we'll take a look on lower time frame, maybe we can talk about something like this here. Maybe about a pattern, a triangle, and maybe escaping from this pattern could bring us maybe new trading opportunities in the short term on the 15 minutes chart. If you like to trade on the short term, on the lower time frames. So maybe personally I'll wait for a valid breakout from this pattern before maybe considering going long or short or something here. Also something like a range here, right? I will keep an eye on this market as well, and I told you, when I'll have something really good on all these markets, I will come back with my trade. yeah, sell off, retreat, downside movement. Let's take a look on 1 hour, or because yeah, here we may have something like a rebound as well. Drop, it has escaped from this descending pitch force body. It has failed to retest it. So I will look, guys, for maybe for longs in the US equities in the short term. Something like a channel, maybe test retest, but I want to see something. I want and I need maybe strong confirmation before considering going long. One moment, and here 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it has failed to approach to reach the medium line. Test retest of the lower medium line, but we have resistance at 36,040. Yeah, I will look maybe for longs here as well, because the bias is still bullish, and this could be only a temporary drop, something like a continuation pattern, a flag pattern, down channel, minor down channel before jumping higher. US 500. And also, guys, don't forget to like this video if you like my analysis, if you like what I'm doing here right now. And my trade for the VIPs, the British pound versus the Japanese yen is still valid. Right now, the British pound versus the Japanese yen tries to accumulate maybe more bullish energy before jumping higher. And I will come back with maybe I will send an analysis for the VIPs right after I will end this webinar, talking about that setup, my setup. And I will share my my view, my opinion, my analysis on the British pound versus the Japanese yen, and I will tell you why I've decided to place that pending order in the British pound versus the Japanese yen. US 500, guys. I've told you here that after its failure to stabilize above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, I've told you that the US 500 could slip lower. Yeah. It has escaped also from this pattern. I told you, deeper drop, but right now something like a pin bar here, a pin bar, guys. Let's take a look on lower time frames. Maybe here as well, something like maybe small triangle on lower time frames. Please, guys, I'm waiting for messages, for questions. Breakout above this immediate downtrend line, right? Test retests. So an upside breakout from this pattern, maybe new higher high, could signal potential growth in the short term. And maybe, yeah, maybe I will send at least a trade on US equities later. Maybe something like this. I don't know. Right, with a stop loss right below this immediate low, maybe with an entry here, and I don't know. I will set a target maybe later, but I'll need confirmation. I want to see something here, strong sideways movement, valid breakout, upside breakout here. Because also don't forget that we have something like a range pattern here, sideways movement. So we need strong confirmation. Yeah. DAX 30. DAX 30, it has resumed its growth here after moving sideways. False breakdown with great separation, a pin bar here in the support zone, signaled potential growth. So you can use these pin bars in trading. Maybe when you identify something like this in a support zone, maybe you should maybe look for longs, and when you discover something like this in a resistance area, you can look for shorts, for pin bars. Yeah, for this kind of candles. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and I will take a look also on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, natural gas. Thank you guys. So sorry. As you can see here, the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen is at support. The weekly S1 test retest false breakdowns. Yeah, it has dropped it below this downside line of this channel, but failing to stay below it, failing to make a new lower low, coming back above it, maybe making a new higher high or something here in this zone. A strong bullish pattern here could signal potential swing higher. That's why I've told you that I was looking for longs, maybe also on the euro versus the Japanese yen. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, it challenges the weekly S1. It's still trapped within this maybe channel or something. The pressure is still high after dropping right below 80.18. So it can draw it something like a new lower low here. Could activate a potential deeper drop, and also after this candle here, only false breakout above the former highs. Yeah, it has signaled that the pressure is high here in New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, only false breakout with great separation above 80.21. Signal this downside movement, and maybe when we have something like a range pattern, guys, and so right now maybe something like this, it's favorite, it's in cards after making this upside breakout, false breakout, this pin after printing this pin bar. After an upside after a false upside breakout, we may have something like a valid breakdown, but we'll have to wait for something here, because as long as it stays maybe within this sideways movement pattern, maybe it will print something like a pin bar here as well, something like false breakdown with great separation, or moving sideways and making a valid breakout could signal potential growth. The pressure is still high. You should know that. I've told you that as long as that Japanese yen basket continues to increase, the Japanese yen could increase as well. Or if the Japanese yen futures will rebound, will jump higher, then maybe the yen could appreciate versus its rivals. One moment. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Sideways movement on the weekly S1 at support. So all these pairs, the Japanese yen, but we need strong confirmation, guys, before considering going long on all these pairs, on all these markets. Yeah, downtrend line. So as long as it stays below it, a new lower low here, making a valid breakout below the S1, also maybe dropping, closing below this low 82.90, and it could activate deeper drop or something, and only making a valid breakout here could signal maybe a bullish reversal or something on this pair, on this market. Let's try also here to draw something like this. Let's see if so test retest here of the medium line. Right now it has stabilized above it of the medium line of the descending pitchfork, sorry. Yeah, maybe I will look for longs here if the price stays above the S1, above the 82.99, something like a support zone, but the price needs to take out this downtrend line maybe before considering going long or something, escaping from this pattern. Maybe something like this, but we need strong confirmation here that the price will turn to the upside, will develop an upside movement. Sorry. US oil. Please guys, I'm still waiting for messages. Sell off. But personally, I don't want to trade this market right now. I don't like all these former lows here. It could maybe turn to the upside anytime or something, but as long as the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar increases, this market could drop. And here in the short term, we can use maybe something like this. So maybe we had an opportunity here. Unfortunately, I've missed this opportunity maybe here. Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities, but yeah, you have to identify them. Drop and here retest. Here new lower low after retesting the upper medium line, signal at potential drop. Here maybe it has tried to rebound. It has failed to come back to stabilize above the weekly pivot point. And right now the pressure is still high, and the price of US oil could drop deeper in the short term. Right, so yeah, unfortunately I've missed this opportunity here to sell it here after a temporary drop, retest, a new lower low. We had something like selling opportunity. Also, I've sent you guys yesterday I've sent you guys something like a trading tutorial talking about confluence areas, confluence points or something. This is a confluence area, guys. 83.28 low here, and the uptrend line, a confluence area. Aggressive breakout. It has signaled potential drop, further drop, and only a false breakdown here through this confluence area would have maybe signaled something like potential growth. And also maybe I will record next week. I will record a new tutorial talking about confluence trading. So I talked yesterday. I talked about confluence areas, points, zones. At the intersection between at least two resistance levels, two obstacles, two support levels, and maybe I will talk also about confluence trading, because here we had also confluence trading, something like a strategy, or because you can see here that the price after drawing this 1, 2, and 3, personally I wanted to see something like this, test retest of the upper medium line, the price to confirm my pitchfork, and to bring me or to offer me new short opportunities, right? And also here, so we had this retest here, rejection from the upper medium line, and new lower low, something like a confluence trading. When maybe when you are using more than one strategy, when you are using maybe more than I don't know, more than one strategies or tools or approaches, or maybe when you'll have more than one signals, short signals, selling opportunities, selling signals, using different strategies and techniques. And but I will record a new tutorial next week, and I will talk about maybe confluence trading. So this is US oil. Ethereum, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, unfortunately, the price of Ethereum failed here to stabilize above the weekly R1. Static resistance 4808.34. After something like this, after this pin bar, after this retest, actually after this false breakdown, great separation below the weekly pivot point, below 44.60, after its failure to retest the uptrend line, The price of Ethereum was somehow expected to resume its growth, but Bitcoin's retreat sell-off right now forces the price of Ethereum to drop as well. But this could still be only a temporary drop. I've told you that also the price of Bitcoin is still bullish despite the temporary drop. Something like this, guys, maybe a drop here, bearish engulfing. And also here we have something like a confluence area as well. I've talked about confluence area in yesterday's tutorial. So if you want to watch that tutorial about confluence areas, zones, points, you should visit our YouTube channel, and you can take a look on that playlist, trading tutorials. So a confluence area drop here, false breakout through the R1 above the upper medium line, sell off, but here it has printed registered only a false breakdown with great separation below the medium line, below the weekly pivot point. Right now retest of the upper medium line, which is seen as a dynamic resistance. So yeah, it could come back here to test, retest, maybe to move sideways, but as long as it stays above this area here, above the uptrend line, this could maybe still be only a temporary drop, temporary decline, maybe sideways movement. Maybe we'll have something like a pattern here, maybe a triangle or something for the price to move sideways before jumping higher. This is my opinion here in Ethereum. Okay, guys, natural gas, and it seems that you don't have more questions. So personally, I don't have an analysis on this market because I'm not watching. I don't have this one on my watch list, but I will still take a look on this market. Only for you. Unfortunately, it has failed to reach 4.76 here, and the pressure is still high because maybe this was only a temporary rebound to retest these former lows levels or something. And something like this. Or maybe something like this, like a descending pitchfork as well. Test retest of the medium line. Personal way to see how the price of natural gas maybe will react. If it will maybe drop, come back towards this support zone, or if it will maybe move sideways, something like this. But personally, I want maybe to see something like this, valid breakout above the downtrend line, above the upper medium line, maybe before taking action here, looking for longs. And I believe that a larger downside movement correction could be activated and confirmed only if the price will drop, close and stabilize before 4.76, right? Something like something like this about the natural gas. Okay, guys, I was here live for almost 1 hour. I will end this webinar because it seems that you don't have more questions. We talked about actually, let's take a look, US dollar, Mexican peso as well. Something like a sideways movement here, so I will stay away from this market right now. It challenges the first warning line of the descending pitchfork, sideways movement. So right now I don't want to buy it here, I don't want to sell it here. I'll wait for something much better, maybe here. And again, British pound versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, it's still there. Euro, Japanese yen. Maybe potential falling wedge pattern. And also don't forget